Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of DonnyGrahamBuilds. In this week's episode, we're going to be restoring our fence. Now, I know it doesn't look bad now, but that's because I already power washed it and I did not film the intro before that. So we're going to keep it real. But we are going to stain and seal this. So let's get to work and I'll show you how you can turn this fence into this. This fence has been power washed, stained, and sealed. It's a very simple project. It's a very quick project, but it can totally extend the life of your fence, which is a big investment, especially considering lumber prices. So, if you want to see how I did it, let's get to work. All right, guys, so like I said at the top, the first step's gonna be to power wash. Now, I didn't get a very good before and after, but you can kind of see here, I power washed the left, the right side hadn't quite been cleaned yet, so it's a pretty dramatic change just with getting the fence post cleaned up. Now, let's get to power washing. Power washers are expensive. I don't own my own because I would just use it so infrequently that it wouldn't really be worth the investment, so I highly recommend checking with a local big box store and seeing if they rent theirs out. That's what I did, and it was strong enough to get the job done. Now, to be totally transparent with you guys, I am not a power washing expert. Some of the tricks that I learned along the way doing this fence was to go slow and do full stretches all the way up and all the way down each fence picket. Don't do small little ones like that. That's how you get little swirly lines and it ends up showing through after you get the stain on it. So do your best to start at the top, go all the way down, keeping one straight line, one fluid motion, and that'll give you the best results. So if you've never power washed before, power washing is really fun and really exciting for about the first 5 minutes. You get to see the transformation and it's really cool and you're like, oh man, this is so clean, this is so great. And then about within 10 minutes, you're like, this is time consuming and this is exhausting and my back kind of hurts. So be creative, find ways to conserve energy but still be efficient and get the job done and have a good time with it. Now, once everything was cleaned, I went back around with the weed whacker and just cleared out all the material in my way so I had a nice even surface to reach. Okay, now we're on to the exciting part of staining and sealing. We're going to use the Ultra Advanced True Toner. This is a stain and sealer in 1 in Canyon Brown. I'll throw a link to this down below. A huge shout out to my friends over at Wagner who sent me this HVLP sprayer. Now that just stands for high volume, low pressure for this project. Super excited to give this a try. There were no strings attached, so I'm going to give you an honest review, but spoiler alert, it worked stunningly well. It helped me get this fence stained. Whoop, catch the camera there. Helped me get this fence stained both sides within about 3 hours, guys. And I kid you not, if I was doing this with the roller and with the brush, I probably would have spent a day or two minimum to get this all done. But with this sprayer, I was getting clean, even coverage very consistently in a short amount of time, and the overspray was absolutely minimal. So again, a huge thank you to my friends over at Wagner for helping me out with this project.
I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try.
A quick tip, this really kind of caught us off guard. I thought, oh, you know, our fence isn't that big. Maybe we can do it in like 2, maybe 3 gallons. I was horribly wrong. I had to go back and get a 5-gallon bucket in addition to the first 2 gallons we bought. So our fence took about 7 gallons. The best advice I can give you is to just plan for more than you need, and then you just have some extra stain left over and you can do touch-ups in following years as needed. Now, one of the issues I did run into, just based on the type of fence I have, it's framed in and there's a top cap. So there's a lot of nooks and crannies under that top bar, under that top 2x4 stretcher that you kind of have to spray at different angles to get into. And this ended up putting more coats on the top than it did on the actual fence pickets. But I talked it over with the missus and we actually enjoyed that look, so it wasn't a big deal. Now, while overspray was a minimum, I wasn't trying to do the last couple of pickets next to the house because I didn't want to get stain on my house. So I just came back here with a heavy napped roller and rolled on a finish. And I can even tell these few pickets, the rolled on finish does not look as good and even as the sprayed finish. So definitely check out this sprayer. I'll leave a link to it down below.
Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars.
right, guys, that's gonna do it for this week's video. Thanks so much for following along. I am really excited with how this all came together. I'm excited that my fence is going to last a long time since it was such a big investment. Huge shout out to my friends over at Wagner who sent over that HVLP sprayer. It made my life so much easier. It made this project go so much faster. Cannot recommend that kind of tool enough if you're looking to do this at your own house. That's gonna do it for this week's video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll see you in the next one.
No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks.